The last thing I remember is setting all my stuff up in a room and then going out. But I don't remember where I went, what I was doing, or how I got back. I can't remember falling. I don't even know if I fell, and it's not the sort of. They said that I was found in this gully in between two apartments, and I know the gully. I've seen it a few times, but it's not the sort of thing that I do or go to sleep on. I can't understand why I would have done it or how I would have done it. I don't think it's really what happened, but that's what they say. Basically, I remember the skull being removed literally 2 weeks ago when my dad turned up, and it's the most astonishing thing. That my dad come over to Thailand, and after 2 days, I noticed my head sinking into like this dip here, which is where my skull's missing, and I couldn't believe it, and it got me in tears, and it got me all like thinking about what happened. That supposedly it happened weeks before. That's then the skull was one of the first things to be taken out because it was all crushed up, and it just needed to be. But I was on so many different drugs at the time. I didn't realise I was just having a good time on holiday, and which I thought was happening. But I only realised like a few weeks later when I met my dad, and it was literally I had this dip, and yeah, it's just a big shock to myself. And it still is now, and I can't have anything done about it for another couple of months. Yeah, well, basically they've got my cracked or shattered skull in a box which I brought back from Thailand. They've sort of put bits of that back together, and I think they're going to make the same sort of size in a different material. Would it be is it aluminum? I can't remember what it is. But they're basically going to make the same sort of size skull to put back in, and in a couple of months when it's sort of repaired a little bit more, they're going to try and lift the skin over it and sew it back up, put it in and fix anything else that's going on. I don't really want to think about it, to be honest with you. It's like I've had about, since I've been in the hospital, I've had about 8 injections in each arm that I can remember, and I can't stand the thought of it. It's the most horrific. Like, I'm just like, oh, and to think about them actually cutting down there to like sift the aluminum skull in and then drill it in with screws and then sort of pull the skin back over and lift my ear up and clear that out. I'm just, yeah, I'd rather just not. I wouldn't mind knowing about it till afterwards, but before I just don't want to be thinking. I'd rather be put out of it. This skin where it's been sucked in across here, it's starting to bring this ear down. I've got like a permanent ringing in this ear, and it's bringing the skin down the top of it. Like basically it's all been sagged down, and I think I've noticed it getting worse after 2 weeks, but I think the last 2 weeks is the only notice I've really taken of things happening on myself, because I just can't remember before I started realising what was happening. I considered myself to be having a good time, but I think that was just through a drug pastime, which wasn't purpose. It was that was just given to me by the hospital. It's brought a lot of things to life, you know. It's brought a lot of things and feelings how I feel about people who have been through my life, and the way that I want to sort of carry on now. And then, yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting out and being able to say thank you to everyone who's been there for me. I've had so many people come and call me and speak to me, like through the computer or online or whatever it's been. It does really mean a lot, you know, big time.